Today, we will confront a harsh truth, a storm that has finally come upon us. The United States Agency for International Development, Usaid, has pulled the plug. Billions of dollars in lifelines have vanished overnight. And this isn't just a rumor anymore. It is real. It is the truth. Under the direction of the United States President Donald Trump, a formal notice has been sent to the U.S. Congress. The USAID's days, at least as we knew it, in Africa are over. Now the question echoes across the continent. Is this the beginning of the end or the start of something new? Well, let's find out what happened next. If this is a wake-up call, the true wake-up call for the African leaders. Well, before then, we know that for over 60 years, the USAID poured money into Africa in different areas, fueling health systems, education, agriculture, roads, and many more. In fact, it became a lifeline, but now the lifeline has been slammed short on every one of us Africans. Take for example, in Ethiopia, the aid that once fed millions of people has stopped. Hospitals run low on medicine and medical supplies. Children are starving. People are hungry. And in Nigeria, the USAID funded HIV and malaria projects. And these projects that saved lives have evaporated into the thin air. It is also good to realize that over $480 million in annual support is gone. This isn't merely a financial cutback, it is a humanitarian disaster unfolding in real time. But the question is, why did this happen? Some label it as budgetary reform, while others call it a divisive move away from aid dependency. However, Dr. Arikana Chihombari offers a more chilling perspective that we all must pay attention to. In fact, she said, no mistaking that the ground is shifting beneath our feet. How does this impact the African continent? Well, stay tuned. Let's unfold how this US aid will impact the African continent. Well, let's be blunt here. This will hurt. No more food, no more food shipments, no more medical kits, no more emergency response teams flying in to help in times of emergency. In nations like South Sudan, Mali, and Democratic Republic of Congo, and the entire regions dependent on this aid for survival. Program wants 7 million from malaria, HIV, famine, and other things now face extinction. Why is Africa this vulnerable in the first place? Why do we just open ourselves to failure in the first place? Well, according to Dr. Cole, she said perhaps this withdrawal of USAID is a blessing in disguise. That USAID was never the caring entity it portrayed itself to be. She stresses that it acted as a wolf in sheep's clothing, infiltrating under the guise of aid, while its true mission was destabilizing African governments. Wow, who knew that? That aid that could be saving lives had a different mission, and that mission was to destabilize the African government. I wonder why. In fact, she went ahead to challenge that if anyone could show her any country in Africa that this Usaid, when it is in, whether it's in education or in healthcare, whether anything in those areas has improved. In fact, she said that the evidence is scarce. And this revelation demands a paradigm shift. We need to think objectively. In fact, if this doesn't shake the African government, what will? If they are not awake to this dismissal, what will? This crisis lays bare an uncomfortable truth, and we have outsourced our survival as a continent, as a people. In fact, foreign governments whose interests shift with every election that is conducted have been keeping the light on, but suddenly the light now has been shut down on us. Take Rwanda for an instance. Although it is not perfect, it is moving toward self-reliance, taxing fairly, reducing external dependence. This is what we need. Not speeches about systems or the aid not being accountable, no accountability, no transparency about the aid. Cooperation is critical. The African Continent Free Trade Area could be a lifeboat if we take it seriously. Imagine a continent trading with itself, investing in itself, building its own safety nets. But right now, let me be clear here. It's no longer an option. It is a survive or we sink. Now, what are the potential opportunities here? While the shadows loom large, there lies an opportunity to reclaim autonomy. Be yourself. Be in control of your resources. Because as they say, every collapse carries a secret. This is a chance to rebuild, a chance to stay stronger as a continent, a chance to strategize. According to Dr. Kwa, she emphasizes that Africa possesses the resources and the resilience to strive independently. Without no doubt, we're endowed with all the natural resources. Now is the time to invest in Africa. By investing in indigenous enterprises, reshaping finance, energy, education, fostering intracontinental trade, and championing technological innovations, Africa can forge a future unshackled from deceptive benefactors. In fact, the African Continental Free Trade Area could be a lifeboat from Lagos to Nairobi to Accra. Startups are solving problems faster than any NGO that you can ever think of. If governments fund these innovators, we won't need handouts. We will build an Africa that feeds itself, heals itself, and sustains itself. But only if we agree to act now. My friends, the clock is ticking. Time waits for no man. Take advantage of what you have. The opportunity that have arrived. Well, what happened next? Where do we go from here? Will the African leaders heed this wake-up call and chart a course towards true independence? Or will we continue blaming the West, or start building the Africa we all deserve, we're all looking forward to seeing? Or will the leaders continue to fall prey to wolves in sheep's clothing? Because here's the terrifying truth. If we don't seize this opportunity, this moment, we will beg again tomorrow. But if we do, the Usaid exit won't be a death sentence at all. It will be a rebirth of Africa, a rebirth of the giant of the world, a rebel of where resources are many, with many things. Let's not allow exploitation. Well, what do you think? Do you think this is the final step or the first step towards a true independence? Let us know in the comment area if you believe Africa must take control of its fortune. Please like the video and subscribe for more truthful and urgent calls to action. Africa must rise, or it will fall. If we do not arise and let those wolves in sheep clothing go away, then we cannot stand. We cannot continue the exploitation from all these other colonies. We must stop now. So let's work together as a continent. Let's continue to forge ahead. And I thank you for listening. Thank you and stay tuned for more updates.